Hello, this is Elliott from ETJ English, and thank you for joining me today to practice your pronunciation with me. Today we're talking about, in my opinion, one of the most difficult vowels in British pronunciation. The reason why is because it doesn't really matter where you're from, most students I've worked with have an issue with this sound. The reason I know is because when students join my course, the first thing they do is they send me an accent evaluation recording where I check their pronunciation and tell them, which sounds we need to work on the most during their time on the course. And this sound tends to almost always come up. Doesn't really matter where you're from. And many people are quite shocked because they think, I thought I was pronouncing that right. And then of course I have to be the bad guy and say, nope. But there's always a way to fix these things, and it's about understanding the sound. I think the first thing to understand is that this sound is very, very common, and it appears in loads of high-frequency words. High-frequency words are words which happen a lot. Words like but, much, such. We say these words all the time when we're speaking English, so of course, if we've been saying these words incorrectly for such a long period of our lives, it's going to take a lot more time to get them right compared to a random word like subtle. So remember that those high frequency words might take a little bit longer to improve because you've said them incorrectly more than some of those other words, and they appear more in your speech. The reason this sound is difficult is because on the vowel chart, it appears kind of in between loads of other sounds. So if you move your tongue a bit too far forwards, or if your jaw isn't open enough, or if it's too closed, then it can sound like something else. It appears most of the time with the letter U, so in words like up, but, much. Also with the letter O, for example, someone, or love, OU, like trouble. It's a short vowel, so remember that you need to keep it short. And remember, we're talking about a modern RP British accent. This sound will be different in different accents, but we're talking about modern RP, which is my accent. How do we do it? What is the articulation? Let's start with the lips. I want you to think about a different sound first, the schwa sound. Many people compare this sound to the schwa, because really it's just a more open schwa. If you don't know how to pronounce the schwa, it's very simple. Basically do nothing. Open your mouth just a little bit. Tongue neutral, relaxed in the middle of the mouth. Just a little opening. And your jaw is very relaxed. Now, open your mouth a bit more. So, But notice I am not smiling. My lips are not spreading. And I'm not rounding. My lips are not rounding. Use the schwa again. So it's just a little bit more of an open schwa. The tongue is also, just like the schwa, relaxed. You might find sometimes the tongue may want to pull back a little bit. You might find the tip of your tongue touching down towards the bottom of your mouth, and that's okay. The main thing is that your tongue is relaxed, central, and that you're not doing much. The mouth should be slightly open, mid-open is what we would say. So not really open, just a little bit open. And we're not smiling, we're not rounding. How about we try it with the schwa in a word? So the word another begins with a schwa, and then it has an another. So why don't we try it with the schwa and the in this word? Another, another. So this can help because we're practicing opening a little bit more than that schwa that comes at the beginning. So the most common mistake I hear, and this goes for loads of different accents, is pronouncing it as an a. So people saying bat instead of but, or match instead of much, and you notice the difference, What these students are doing when they make the mistake is they're spreading their lips, they're pushing their tongue too far forwards, and maybe too far down as well. Like in hat, but it should be like in hut. So that's the other thing you need to practice, is make sure that you're not doing this very low and forwards smiling Instead So now we could try going from the schwa to the that we're practicing today to the a and make sure they all sound different. A. We don't want to do that final a sound. That's the most common mistake I hear. You could practice some words. Hut, hat, but, bat, cut, cat, and make sure you're getting a difference between all of these sounds. Next step would be trying it in some words. So let's do some high frequency words. At the beginning of words like up, under, us, ugly. How about a word where it appears twice so that you can try to get the accuracy twice in one word? Uncomfortable, uncomfortable. Let's try it with a few other words where it appears in the middle. For example, we already mentioned this word, love, or if you want, lovely. Such, but, much, cut, number, blood, someone, someone, someone. So remember, I'm not smiling, I'm not rounding my lips, my tongue is very central, very relaxed, my jaw is just slightly open, more open than a schwa, and remember, if I were to push my tongue more forwards and smile, it would sound more like an a, which is the most common mistake. Let's try it in some sentences. 1 is such a lovely number. My kids love to jump in puddles. My kids love to jump in puddles. In the winter, I wear comfortable jumpers. In the winter, I wear comfortable jumpers. The football team won the World Cup. The football team won the World Cup. My cousin works for a construction company. My cousin works for a construction company. I will hold up my umbrella until the rain stops. I will hold up my umbrella until the rain stops. The cut on my butt is very uncomfortable. The cut on my butt is very uncomfortable. The company is looking for someone to double check and troubleshoot the issue. The company is looking for someone to double check and troubleshoot the issue. So in summary, you might think that you're pronouncing this sound correctly. A lot of the time people do, but they're not. And it can just be a slight tongue position change or an opening of the jaw or something that makes the difference. It's a short vowel. It must be quick. We don't smile. We don't round the lips. We just open the mouth gently a little bit more than a schwa sound. So this was just a short lesson on the sound. The lesson in the course is something like 40 minutes long, going into lots of practice words and sentences and loads of other details and diagrams, all of that stuff. And of course, you can contact me on WhatsApp to check through voice message if you're doing it right or wrong, and I can guide you with if your mouth is too open or closed or whatever. And this happens with all of the sounds. So obviously, if you'd like to work with me, the course is available always, etjenglish.com. I hope to work with you soon. And if you enjoyed the video, of course, you can subscribe, give me a thumbs up, whatever works for you. Thank you very much for watching. I love you all. Cheers, guys. Bye.